back, everyone, for some more of my Borussia Dortmund career mode here on FIFA 23. And we are here, it's December 19th, which happens to be the anniversary of Korasami, for those of you that are a fan of Legend of Korra. But, or should I say, if you're not into Korasami, at least the series finale of Legend of Korra aired back in December 19th of, I forget which year it was, but it's been a while since that show ended, but enough about that. We are here to talk about football here, and we are here at it's going to be the halfway point, and we are going to be playing this game at home against Cologne, or Cologne, however you want to choose to pronounce it. But before we get things started here, hope you guys have an awesome day today. Hope you guys doing well. I'm going to go ahead and get straight into this game, and then afterwards, we are going to be doing halfway point video stuff, so. But without further ado, first of all, I am not playing in the rain. Clear skies here at the Signal Iduna Park. Those kits look an awful lot like Monaco's kits, not gonna lie, but I'm gonna have them wear the all red. Okay, they got the Valentin Lazaro out on the left-hand side. They got, I believe that's, Amadou Onana, former Hamburg player. I assume they got him from Everton in the save. And admittedly, I don't really know anybody else on this team, so. But we are going to start Johannes Klein in goal. He's actually been very good with me. He puts me in mind an awful lot of what Tyne Trost was in my Feyenoord career mode. You can say Jesper Lindstrom is a feature player here. On any other team, he would be a strong starting cam, but on this team, he is playing second fiddle to Dominic Szoboszlai.
The focus of attention, Luka Jovic, in fantastic form and the top scorer in the league. Can he add to his tally today, live on EA TV?
Yeah, Luka Jovic has not been disappointing me at all throughout this career mode. He's pretty much, he's doing exactly what I wanted to. And to be honest with you, Farias has been doing pretty good, but in my opinion, he isn't quite as consistent as what Jovic has been throughout this career mode.
And they face Köln.
Well, Derek, when looking forward to this game, you can't help but notice there are some great matchups all over the pitch, particularly in those central areas. Whichever team wins...
But yeah, I might actually have him as my thumbnail because he's been absolutely incredible for me.
And so the match is underway.
He is one of my go-to players on FIFA, and for those of you that remember my Hamburg career mode in FIFA 21, he was my starting striker there, which he did miss that opportunity there, but I mean, at least he put in it on target. Yeah, the fact that he headed that was kind of questionable, but
back underway, 1-0 it is.
I am allowed to give him a little bit of leniency because he is a leading goal scorer and deservedly so, and especially stuff like that. Yeah, of all the career modes I've bought Luka Jovic in, he has yet to disappoint me.
So 2-0 now. Plenty of room in the wide area. Oh, what an opportunity!
Ooh, good save.
On top of his game.
Well, it's great.
That was a great freaking save. Not really much. Oh, look at that! Good goal. Who is that?
Almost out of sight.
Oh, that's Shergard. That's a good head. Actually, before I sim to the result, I gotta look at this header again.
Well, here it is again, and
that was class.
Perfect delivery into the danger area, and then what a great finish as well. Good connection with the ball, leaving the keeper with little chance. It's a great goal.
Oh, that was excellent placement. Of course, our manager, Horst Steffen, is loving it. But we're going to go ahead, jump to the result. And we are going on for a 5-3 win. Wow, okay. Lindstrom with a goal, Jovic getting a hat-trick. No, he isn't. He got a brace. Kind of nearly, it was 4-3 until Jovic got the breathing room back. And I do have to attribute that as having a 73 rated goalkeeper. But I wouldn't have thought we would have conceded 3. The good thing is we ended up getting 2 more. If this would have been FIFA 22 or older FIFAs, I would have got a draw out of that. But you can see Ansgar Nauf is the assist leader in the Bundesliga, 15 assists in... Oh, no! Darn it. There we go. 5 goals and 15 assists in 13 games. And you can see here we got a very favorable draw in the Champions League. Round of 16, we were up against Czechia's side, Victoria Pilsen. Bellingham's happy with his involvement with the team. Andrade is happy with his involvement with the team. And you can see we are maintaining our title charge. But with that, we are going to go ahead and sim to Christmas now. And then we'll be doing halfway point stuff. Okay, we don't got any notifications, which is awesome. And before we look at standings and tables and stuff, I do want to show you guys objectives, which we're doing really good. Our manager rating is excellent right now, but you can see we got the youth development one done. We got both the brand exposure ones done, which is critical priority. I do plan on doing the double, which is critical priority. And everything else is high priority, even the Champions League, which they want us to reach the final. I want us to reach the final. I don't necessarily want us to win it. As a matter of fact, we'll be simming the Champions League final, but with that, I'm going to show you the Bundesliga table, and you can see we are absolutely crushing the table here. As a matter of fact, we're the only team that has a double-digit goal difference, and we are 13 ahead of second place Augsburg. So, fair play to them. And Bayern Munich in third. Our only blemish on our record was against Hoffenheim. We ended up losing, I believe, 2-1 or 3-1 to them at home, which was a little bit of a surprise. Bochum is in 6th, which is a bit of a surprise. Our old club Elversberg is in 10th, Leverkusen 9th. Teams in relegation trouble are Köln, Schalke, and Darmstadt. Schalke and Darmstadt in the relegation automatic spots, whereas Köln would be playing the third best Zweite Bundesliga team. DFB Pokal, we are in the quarterfinals. We're up against the team that's given us our only blemish in the Bundesliga so far. And you can see our younger brother got eliminated by Weidhoff Mannheim. Round 2, we knocked out Leverkusen, which Hamburg got knocked out by Stuttgart. Round 3, we eliminated, or the round of 16, whatever you want to call it, we knocked out our former club Elversberg, and then we are up. Wait, Bayern Munich got knocked out by Mainz. Oh, cool. German Super Cup at the beginning, we smashed Elversberg to win that. Super Cup was won by Elversberg. They beat Bayern Munich in an all-German Super Cup. Fair play to them. And I want to show you the Champions League journey. And like we said before, we are up against Victoria Pilsen. And then Chelsea ended up getting Barcelona. So it was definitely good that we finished top of the table here. Our only blemish was a draw against AEK Athens. But you can see, take a look at the rest of the groups here. See, there's Tottenham finished bottom of that group. Feyenoord ended up moving on at the expense of Villarreal. Porto ended up getting... Manchester City ended up getting grouped. That's actually very good news. Because it always seems like no matter what career mode I'm in, I'm always up against Manchester City. But thankfully, I don't have to worry about that. And Benfica ended up getting knocked out as well. And had Bayern Munich won their group... right? Probably. Actually, no. We would have been up against Leipzig had they not won their group, probably. But we're going to take a look at the rest of Germany. Maybe. If the game will let me. As we're going to look at Bundesliga 5. You can see Freiburg and Werder Bremen top. Very close table. Hamburg is definitely in the running. Arminia Bielefeld definitely in the running as well. Very close table up top. Saarbrücken is in the Bundesliga 5, which fair play to them. Teams in relegation trouble: Paderborn, Sandhausen, and Kaiserslautern. And then, let's see, the Dritte Liga. Ingolstadt and Duisburg are in the top. Erzgebirge Aue is in the 3rd spot. And 1860 Munich, Meppen, Freiburg 2 right behind. Teams in relegation trouble will be Karlsruhe, Werl, Weidhof, Mannheim, and Zwickau. But if the table were to end today, the Hamburg would be going up against Cologne. Which, in real life, they end up finishing as runner-up in the Bundesliga 5 to Cologne in order to get promoted to the Bundesliga. But hopefully they'll have better luck in this particular save. Which I pushed the wrong button. You think for as often as when I played FIFA, that I would push the right button. And you can see Jovic by a wide margin over Anthony Martial for the league lead in goals. You can see Farias isn't even in the top 25. Nalf is leading goal scorer, assister rather, Lindstrom 2nd. Clean sheets, Kobel with 8, he has the most clean sheets. DFB Pokal, we don't have anybody in clean sheets. Farias has the most assists in this competition. And then Lindstrom tied with 3 other people, including Bakary Jada from Hamburg, for the lead in the DFB Pokal. Let me see something for a second. I'm not sure if that's Jordi Van Dijk or Virgil Van Dijk that scored for Elversberg, because I know they do have both Van Dijks. But you can see Szoboszlai is our leading goal scorer in this competition. Leading assists is Parisi for us. He's actually tied for the lead. And then Kobel tied with the most clean sheets. And he's done it in same amount of games as Romero and Allison, but 4 less games than Butte and Athanasiadis. I apologize if I butchered that name. Which I'm gonna go ahead. This game is so slow. But you can see our opening budget was 126. We bought close to 150 million in players, and we made a profit of just under 112 million. And you can see we still have 91 million in the budget. And just to take a quick look at transfer history real quick. You can see a bunch of loan moves. Lotka's out on a permanent. Same with Berenguer, Bailly. Jovic we brought in from Wolfsburg. Klein we ended up swooping for one of our fringe center backs. Okafor I ended up selling to Chelsea. Kondogbia I ended up selling to Atletico. Sancho I ended up swatting for him plus Plata. And then Andrade I got a sum of money plus Laporte. Szoboszlai I got for 20 million plus Kochu, which I think is actually a pretty good deal if you ask me. But yeah, I'm really liking how our team is at the moment. One thing I do have, I'm kind of debating myself over, is whether or not I want to get... Because everybody on this team is at least an 86 rating, with the exception of Yunus Musa. And I'm having a debate with myself if I want to get somebody now or wait until next year. Because other than the winger position, I really don't plan on making any moves. There's really nobody else I want to get. I'm very happy with how my starting 11 is. And do I stick with Musa now from Quado, or do I get a winger? I do have people on the short list, which I probably should show you guys that here after we're done looking at even before we look at stats and whatnot. But I'm just gonna show you guys my youth academy here real quick. Again, is anybody in particular you want to look at, you can go ahead and pause the video. Belgium and Netherlands, I do have to say, those two countries, as long as you have somebody with at least 4-star on something, a scout, you can find some hidden gems in both those countries. Because I remember in my Feyenoord career mode, I got some good Dutch players, and here I'm getting some good Belgian players. But before we look at squad stats and attributes, I do want to show you guys my short list. And I'm mainly going to show you the wingers that I'm possibly looking to bring in, because that's really the only area that I want to improve on. Which, Jordy Van Dijk, I'm not going to get him. Parisi shot up to an 86, so... But one of the which he is injury prone, but I will never forget his contributions in my Cyber career mode. Nicolas Gonzalez is a guy that I'm looking at. He is 28 years of age, so... But, Noni Madueke, again, injury prone. He's 4 years younger than Gonzalez, same overall. Not as many skills, though, so that is definitely something to keep in mind of. Kwicha Kvaratskhelia is definitely a guy that I'm looking at, though. I'm probably not going to be able to afford him. Gio Reyna is a guy that I'm possibly bringing. Again, he's injury prone, so I'm probably not going to look to make that deal. And Luis Diaz is another one that I have. He's 85 rated, same overall as Gonzalez and Madueke. Though he's not injury prone, but he is 29 years of age, so I'm only going to be able to use him for maybe a season. But let me see here real quick. Okay, they only went... Wow. Okay, he rejected a move to Elversberg. I'm honestly thinking about maybe sending somebody on loan, or... Because, I gotta be honest, between Musa, Nauf, and Quado, I'm really having a hard time figuring out who I want to get rid of. I might end up sending somebody on loan. And I'm bringing in Nicolas Gonzalez, because it's only going to be either that, or I'm going to use probably... I'm probably going to use either Nauf or Quado in part of a deal to bring in Gonzalez. I do want Nicolas Gonzalez, probably. So, because the more I think about it, the more I want to bring in somebody that's a decent... I could bring in Adeyemi, but... Yeah, I'm not going to be able to afford him, so... But again, do I really want to spend money on a new winger when I already have wingers that I've been doing the job, or do I be patient? Or will I be patient and just stick it out with the guys that I have? I don't know, I'm going to have to make that decision, but we're going to take a look at goals here. Luka Jovic, 21-2 through 17. And if there's anybody in particular we'll look at, you can go ahead and pause the video. So besides having a good season, pretty much everybody on this team is doing good. There's really nobody in particular that I can single out with criticism. Everybody's playing their part here, which is exactly what I wanted. I am kind of concerned that Moose is only grown by one. As a matter of fact, our wingers really aren't growing as fast as what I would like. Nauf's only grown by one. Quado's only grown by one. Moose is only grown by one. Sancho I don't really care about because he's already at a decent enough rating, but I'm a little bit disappointed that my players aren't growing as fast as what I'd liked. And the weird thing is, like, our team is performing well. Normally when the team performs well, the team grows faster, but that just has not been the case. Gurpers, I do have a release clause on. Hopefully somebody comes in for him. Wait a minute. I gotta check. Do I have him on a do I have him transfer listed? I honestly don't know if I have. If he's not, I think I am gonna go ahead and transfer list him. Parisi has grown by 3. He's grown like an absolute weed. You can see Kobo. And before I get and continue, let me see if I have him transfer listed. No, I don't. And just to show you, he does have a release clause. But I'm going to go ahead and transfer list him. Hopefully I can get some money off of him. How old is he? He's 23. I probably could send him out on loan, but with his release clause, I just don't see the point. Is anybody in particular you want to look at? You can go ahead and pause the video. I'm going to go ahead and check the development plans as I do. Kobo could reach a 90 before the end of the season. Rata has grown like a weed too. Only 2 weeks for Upamecano. Andrade. Koulibaly. 11 weeks for him to drop down to an 81. Kind of wish Keanu Hover would grow as fast as what Rata has. Thompson, he's the only one that's in danger of going on a pre-contract. To be honest with you, I'm half tempted just to let him go. You can see Jude Bellingham, very well-rounded player. Okay, it's only going to take 1 week for Shergard to reach an 81. Do want to work on his work rate and his pace, so I'll go ahead and do that. Shelbashly, very good signing. I only got him for 20 mil plus Cope 2, which, like I said, I do believe that is a good deal. You can see some of our other players. Sancho, very good stats on him. Now 24, Puado's 28. If I do bring in Nicolas Gonzalez, I'm most likely, due to his age, going to be putting Puado in as a deal. But you can see Musa's 24, Puado's 28. Nelf is 24. Sancho's only 26, so I will definitely, probably, most likely be moving on Puado. Again, Jovic, very good stats for a backup striker. Farias, very good, though not nearly as consistent as Luka Jovic. But there we go. That is how our team is shaping up here on Christmas Day. Trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to talk about here real quick, which I don't believe there is. You can see Team of the Week. Nelf got in there. Puado, Jovic. Okay, yes, there are. As a matter of fact, Andrade is in there. There we go. Nice. Andrade and Konate top Chelsea's winner this. Well, they can want him, but they can't have him. He is ours. And you guys already got Okafor from us, so... And besides, how many players do Chelsea actually freaking need? But anyway, next time I see you guys, we are going to continue on. We are going to be traveling to Elversberg in the Saarland region, and we are going to be taking on our former team. And we're probably going to be doing this game against Bayern Munich as well. And then, of course, we got this cup game against Hoffenheim. And then we'll try to finish up these games. And then the following episode, we'll be starting Champions League against Pilsen. And then I'm planning on featuring every game until the very end of the season. So, I'm not going to be skipping any games off camera. all the games that you see on the calendar will be featured on camera, whether it should be a quick sim or me playing them. But next time I see you guys, we will be starting here on the 23rd. I do plan on getting most of my transfer business done in between and off camera. That way I won't have to on camera, but that's how things are shaping up. We got 2 difficult opponents to start off with the next episode. And, of course, we got this cup game against Hoffenheim. I do want to play the league game against them as well, because they're the only team that's beaten us in league play. But also other games I want to play too. I do want to play against Frankfurt. I do want to play against Wolfsburg. I've not played against Wolfsburg. I end up quick simming that game. I quick simmed the Hoffenheim and Frankfurt games. So. But that's how things are looking. I know I've said that at least twice already, but that's how things are shaping up here in this first season with Dortmund. I'm thinking maybe 4 or 5 more episodes in this season. And then next season, I will be planning on not only doing the domestic double like I'm doing this season, but win the Champions League as well. But then again, we could very well win the Champions League this season. I am going to quick sim the Champions League finals should we reach it. And then we'll be getting to see how good this team is on its own. But with that, thank you guys so much for watching this. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. I'll be seeing you guys again next time.